Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Fred and Atlas, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Atlas's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Atlas has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Atlas is seated very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first exercise they're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Atlas are taking off doing that now. The command is Atlas heel. We've also incorporated an automatic sit into this, as you see right there. Whenever Fred stops his feet, Atlas will sit. There's another automatic sit. It's important during the heeling that Atlas walks nicely on your left, doesn't pull ahead or lag behind. He's been trained to walk nicely at your pace. There's another automatic sit. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate is the stay command. The stay is a hand and voice command. Fred's going to use the open flat of his left palm about an inch or so from Atlas's muzzle and the one-word command to stay.
Stay.
He'll then walk out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to practice at home, starting at about a minute and working your way up to about 3 minutes to help build his self-control and maturity. When Fred returns back to Atlas, he'll walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back into heel position on the left-hand side, and Atlas remains seated throughout the entire exercise. They're off heeling again. We're going to demonstrate some more of the heel, the sit, and the stay for you. There's an automatic sit there.
Stay.
And gives him the stay again. Out to the end of the training leash. And this time, instead of returning back to Atlas, Fred will demonstrate the recall or the come command. You call him in using his name. He comes in, sits in front, and then we have an exercise called the finish, where he'll heel around the back of Fred and right back into heel position on the left-hand side, seated nicely. He'll demonstrate it one more time. Leave him in the sit stay. Out to the end of the training leash. Call him into you. Comes in, sits in front. And then the finish, he'll heel around the back and right back into heel position on the left-hand side. It's a good time to remind you should practice all of your commands, both inside and outside your home, about 15 to 20 minutes a day just to keep the commands fresh in Atlas's mind. It's a great mental exercise for the dogs, and they do enjoy doing their obedience. We're going to demonstrate our down commands. The first one will be down from a heel position. Fred's going to use the open flat of his left palm, straight down towards the ground, and the one-word firm command to down. He'll then give him a stay and walk out to the end of the training leash. It's another great exercise to build that self-control and maturity. You can start at about 3 minutes and build your way up to about 5. When Fred returns back to Atlas, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay and back into heel position on the left-hand side. Atlas remains in the down until given another command. Nicely done. We'll demonstrate that again for you. Give him the down and the stay. And this time he'll demonstrate that recall or come command again, as opposed to returning back to him. Call him in. He'll come in, sit in front. And then he has the exercise called the finish again. He heels around the back and right back to the left-hand side heel position. Slight correction there as he didn't sit. It's important to follow through with your commands. Atlas knows all his commands, so if he does not obey one of them, the first word out of your mouth is no, followed by a correction, and then you repeat the command. Then we're going to demonstrate the final command, which will be down from a distance. You're going to leave him in a sit stay and walk out to the end of the leash. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command. Fred will drop Atlas into a down from the end of the training leash. He'll then return back to him by circling around him again, providing that added distraction as he goes behind, and right back into heel position on the left-hand side. Okay, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands that Atlas has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Atlas, and thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.